chunk a deuce, or you can give me that. You can play it cool like you don't know how to act. You can get with this, or you can get with that. You can stay broke, or you can make it stack. You can chunk a deuce, or you can give me that. You can play it cool like you don't know how to act.
We got a special show for y'all tonight. We want y'all to tune in, and we want y'all to check it out, man. First of all, let's get Grimm in here. What's up?
What's up, man? You good? Go ahead, let them know.
Yeah, man, I'm good, man. I'm on the road right now, man. I'm fixing to go to Rock and Rays.
Let's let them know what we're doing tonight, man. We got a special guest, you know. So keep it rolling, man. Let them know.
Tonight we have a very special guest. His name is Johnny Torres, and he is the nephew of the late Joe Campos Torres. And if you know the story here in Houston, back in 77, 78, the Moody Park riots, with that situation, we had our own run-in with the police back then. And it's an unfortunate situation. And here we are in the 21st century. We're going through the same things. You know, it's unfortunate. We want to share Johnny's story. We also want to share what he's been doing. Him and his family want to thank them for all their, everything they've been through, for all their stories. And Johnny has some beautiful poetry that we want to share with you guys. And you know what? We're gonna have him here in the 9:15 segment. Paul, just you know more about everything, and you've been getting this all together, man. Tell our fans and followers what's going on.
So yeah, we got Johnny on, and like you said, he's the nephew of Joe Campos Torres, and poet, man. Not only that, we definitely had to reach back out to Johnny and let him share some of his thoughts and his views on not only what's going on now, up to now with George Floyd, but what is some of his poetry and what he's been going through ever since his uncle's brutal murder in 1977 by 2 police officers. So definitely, I can't wait to get him on the show. It's gonna be awesome, man.
We appreciate y'all, tuning in. SPM Tunes last week, Paul. He asked a good question. He said, when y'all did the Brown Recluse album cover, how come you chose that picture where it's just you on the phone? Why did you choose the picture for the album cover of the Brown Recluse?
That's a good question, actually. There's a little bit of a story behind that. Okay. Straight to the forward. It was Mike Frost, right?
Right.
Was doing the graphics, and I ran him in circles like I do everybody else in the studio doing songs, whatever. You know me, I take forever, and I'm very indecisive. You can get my wife in on that one. So I can't decide. And we went over a few renderings as actually the inside where the spider, there's a spider on the inside. Not the pictures, but anyway, on the back flash, that's what it was on the back face. But that picture was Mike really just being tired of me already. And what are you gonna choose? What are you gonna do, man? And I was on the phone, talking to whoever I was talking to at his office, and he snapped some shots of me while I was talking on the phone, and I didn't even know what he was doing. He went back and he drew up some renderings. He did the little, basically what you see on the front on the cover. I mean, he did it in like 10 minutes, and we've been working on this album cover for at least 2-3 months. Finally, like, what is it gonna be?
Damn.
Yeah, and back and forth, and finally, like I said, he was taking pictures of me. I was on the phone. All right, we're gonna talk about it in a minute. Give me a minute. And I was on the phone, and those pictures of me just talking to somebody. And coincidentally, we had to redo the song. Remember that we had to do the in-betweens, and we did the skits that we did when we were on the phone and all that stuff. Remember?
Luna Baseball, Hennessy, Pedro.
He didn't know that, but when he came back with the pictures, he goes, "This is it. That's it, man. Pick one of these, man. I say it should be this." And I looked at it and I was like, "Yeah, that's it. Perfect." He goes, "Motherfucker, I did that shit in 10 minutes. You could have said this, 3 months ago." I said, "But that wasn't it. It wasn't ready." I'm looking out for. I'm looking out for. He should be joining us. Johnny should be joining us soon.
Hennessy Pedro Parker, what's up, man? What's up, Dory? Even
Matches.
Dory Evan Matches. What's up? Flip the switch. Flip the switch is my boy Matches. He has a thing where he says, flip the switch means turn your life around.
What made us want to do it like a movie? So we have movie samples in between the album. There goes Johnny right there. Silent Killer Poet 187. All right, we're gonna jump out here in a second, Johnny. But to answer your question, we did that the movies. We had actually movie samples between it and from Scarface and all these movies, Reservoir Dogs, all these different movies that we I love doing movie samples. And freaking Tootie and wouldn't put it out. Remember? Nah, we're gonna have to get all the copyright and market and the all the rights for it and everything. So they wouldn't do it. So we went back real quick, right? That one day, and we came up with all those skits in between. And that's how we literally improvised that shit and like we got drunk and high and
we wrote that in like 3 days.
Nah, we did it overnight. But we didn't write it. We literally did it overnight.
What I mean is like it took 3 days. Really, we did it overnight, but it was like
when we found out we couldn't do it. When we found out we couldn't do the movie samples.
Movie samples.
And we got it. When we finally got in there, we did it overnight. You're right.
We wrote it in one night, but it took us only 3 days to actually get the skits done. Like everybody participated.
And a lot of it was improvised, to be honest.
Hey, a lot of it was improvised.
Great question, Noe. Johnny, I'm gonna go ahead and jump out, brother. And when I jump out, we're gonna go ahead and jump out with me, and then jump back in and get that request in for Shadow, so he can get you online. So I'm gonna jump out with you. So hey, man, look forward to this, man. It's gonna be awesome, man. What's going on right now in the country, man, is sad.
It's sad.
And the saddest part is we lost a friend, man. And for no fucking reason, man. It's just senseless. And I get it. We're mad and we're angry. But we got to continue to stay strong and stay right, man. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And I believe in that, man. And that's what my dad and my mom instilled in us, and to this day. So I'm behind everybody that's protesting for what we got to get right, man. And let's let Johnny, man, get his thoughts on everything, because actually he's got a lot of more experience than we do on this. So I'm gonna jump out, Johnny. You go ahead and jump back in with Shadow, and let's get them poems, man. I can't wait to hear your poetry, man.
Hey, while we're waiting, all right, Grimm, we're gonna get Johnny in. While we're doing that, what's up, J Bass Show? What's up, Brenda Mega? What's up, Bipo 2 Real? Daniel Boone, 2 Rots. Arrest joined in. What's up, man? What's going down? There goes Mr. Johnny. I'm gonna press him in. Let's see if we can go live with him. I'm waiting for him to come in, and we're gonna have none other than Johnny Torres coming in right now. Hey, Johnny, how's it going, man?
Going good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. I appreciate you. I really appreciate you coming in today and sharing your story, sharing your poetry. And, I love that brown beret you rocking, you know what I'm saying? And I know you want to let everybody know what you representing and what you all about. So I'm going to give you the floor, and you just go ahead and knock it out, bro.
Okay. I want to read some poetry tonight. And I would like to read my first poem will be Justice is Blind. It's about my uncle Joe Campos Torres. May 5th and counting, I rode my bike to Buffalo Bayou. I wanted to see the remains of my family's unsettled past. I thought I could come here to get closure, but there are some scars not even time can heal. Even though I wasn't born yet, I felt the violence grow in my heart. Welcome to Joe Campos Torres' resting place. As I look back, caution tape remains on the crime scene. His cry still echoes in the water. As I write this, I can hear him whisper, I throw a rose because he's not alone. I ride my bike back home, attempting to escape these memories, the one place I thought I'd be alone with my thoughts. I flip the channels and I see police raging against our street. Steady cries come through, and all I see is the masses being fed lies. News stations want you hooked on the brutal diet, a daily dose of hatred. This is no ordinary plague that will vanish on its own. It seems like nothing's changed. These white supremacist cops still getting away with being judge, jury, and executioner. The plague of the swine clouds my mind, has me filled with flashbacks I thought were born under quarantine. Authorities feast on the bloody back of the dead meat of America. Fear haunts the late night drive, and I'd rather walk home. Every year in Houston, it gets more flooded. It's the tears of people who haven't found justice. The grim wheels keep turning. Justice is blind, forced upon paranoid eyes. The screams of silent oppression have crawled out of the darkness for the reckoning. If I don't make it out alive, this message is for the police. The beast within Houston is rapid, foaming at the mouth. Only the silver bullets of truth will penetrate the system. The blood money you work so hard to keep secret will burn holes deeper into your eye sockets for the final slumber. Sometimes when I close my eyes, I see my uncle floating on the bayou to witness the fallen corruption of the law. The law, terrorists who play the pretender. Their rules always make sure you surrender. As soon as the guns rust, there will be a resurrection for the victims who were yesterday's dust. This bayou will always mock me, show me a reflection of joy that disappears. A part of us died in this river of unknown, no longer a bayou, only Joe's blood remains. Thank you.
Damn, Johnny. Man, when did you write that?
About a year and a half ago, but I kept on editing it because the more protests I went about my uncle, I learned more for the people, and you know, the places that where they found him and where they put him at, when they threw him on the bayou of the hole. And every time we march there, it makes me get more. It makes me want to write more about it, because I wrote like probably already 4 poems about it, but this was the most serious one yet.
Right. Yeah,
also my favorite.
I like it because it's just being real. It's being, you know, justice is blind. You know what I mean? And I just love what you're about and what the poetry is about. And I just want to take this time to let you tell the people, you know what I'm saying, first of all, why you're wearing the brown beret, and what it is that you and you stand for, and why are you writing this poetry. I mean, let them know your story if you can, Johnny. Just let them know what we're doing, you know, this tonight for.
Well, tonight we're doing it for the people that are out there protesting, you know, who are trying to keep the movement going, you know, and I just hope everyone's careful as much as I would hope everyone is. And all I can really do is be there with them. And I would like to write about it as well. I'm like the storyteller of my generation. And I'm out there. I like to write about it. And, you know, I want to, as long as I'm with the struggle, I want to write about the struggle as well. And I've been a Brown Beret now for almost 4 years. And the reason why I became a Brown Beret is because of my Uncle Joe. Is what they did to him. It's like I wanted to be a part of the movement that's trying to, you know, fight against the people who are supposed to protect and serve. Right. You know, it really did bother me. So I'm like, you know what? There's other people that are doing something about it, and I want to join them too.
Right.
And, right. You know, and I kind of wish I would have learned this a long time ago about the Brown Berets, but you know, it's better now than never.
Yeah, because the Brown Berets have been around for. I mean, I haven't done too much of my research on it, but they've been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah, since 60s.
And they've been speaking about this in-kind justice, that what happened to Mr. Floyd and others. You know what I mean? Not just the black community, but Mexicanos, and that's what we're talking about tonight with your poetry, and why we're trying to let people know, be careful out there. This is a time to bring awareness, not violence. More violence, just breeds more things to happen. The officers are scared enough as it is, and I just want to point out that everybody needs to stay positive, and it's understandable to be angry, And I understand that you have 2 more poems that you want to share with us.
That's right.
If you want to go ahead and just blast, just go ahead and blast, Johnny. Let's go ahead and get into your next one. What's your next poem called?
It's called Violence, Part 3.
Okay.
When will it be safe for a person of color to walk down the corner? There is no shade from the dying heat. Don't look down. The cop assassins are patrolling the street. They began as the Texas Rangers, hired mercenaries, and they became the Ku Klux Klan. Then the pigs traded the sheets for a badge. Silence you if you get out of hand. Even on your knees, praying for your life, how can you still be a threat? Nicholas Chavez, say his name, found out the hard way. The police were called because of a suicidal male. Instead of providing him with open arms, they provided him with bullets. The police don't care if you're mentally ill. Some waited their whole career for a chance to kill. Ahmaud Arbery, say his name. His crime, jogging in his own neighborhood for being black. His executioners, a father and son, pair of white supremacists with nothing to do with their free time, but to hunt down innocent people down for this human death sport. Breonna Taylor, say her name. She was asleep when the pigs kicked open the door. Her boyfriend thought they were burglars, but they were terrorists out for blood. The cops shot blindly into the room. Breonna Taylor was gone too soon. She was mutilated by bullets back into her sleep, where gun smoke followed her into her dreams. These murdering monsters shouldn't see the light of day. If they're set free, they could massacre someone else. Black and brown people are a dying breed. They want to separate us so they can murder us like easy prey. How can my Uncle Joe's soul rest in peace? This Chicano soldier will not be forgotten, even if police brutality continues to repeat itself. Thank you.
Damn. Man, I hear the anger. I do hear the anger in your poems. You know what I mean? And I want to, and this is just the way I was raised, Johnny. It's about being positive, about keeping level heads and everything. I think your poetry speaks, loud and clear about the injustice and what's been going on since your brother passed back in the 70s to now, you know what I mean? And it's just not stopping. It's just not going away. And I know there's a lot of other people, like you just mentioned, the other families that are going through the same pain and anguish that you and your family have gone through. But I want to add that you guys have somewhat prospered, you know what I mean? And you've learned a lot from it, you know what I mean? And that's why I appreciate you, sharing, how you're dealing with it with your writings, you know what I'm saying? Not being violent, but, understandably letting out your voice with your poetry, you know what I mean? And I do appreciate it. I love it so much, man. It's just like what we do with our music, right? We do the same thing with our music, and I love the fact that you're taking this medium and you're changing and you're bringing awareness to it, man. I love it.
Thank you.
So you have another poem. You have another poem, And my brother had wrote down the names of the poems, but I want you to introduce it, and I want you to go ahead and kick that knowledge, bro.
Okay. This poem is called The Last Brown Beret. And I wrote it 2 days ago. Our ancestors made the ultimate sacrifice for La Causa. They put their lives on the line for the betterment of our people of Aztlan. The torch has been passed on. Now they can rest. It is our turn to hold the flame up higher. When our brown people were discriminated against, laws were passed against us. Out of this racist war, the brown berets were born. We are the remaining niños del maíz. The brown berets formed in the 60s, and we're not leaving until the persecution of our raza ends. I take this oath to heart that I will continue the struggle until death. My uncle Joe Campos Torres was murdered because of police brutality. That is the reason I became a brown beret. I want to honor my remaining family. It didn't matter how many white oppressors I was up against. They had their rifles, and I had my words, my poetry. When one of our people have been crucified at the hands of the system, you will hear boots on the ground. We will roar Chicano power, Chicana power, Chicano power. Our war cry will continue to be heard until justice is finally served.
Wow.
I will continue the struggle with the raza, even if I end up being the last brown beret. Thank you.
Damn. That's deep, man. That is awesome, man. I love that one. That one right there, that's my favorite one, brother.
I know, like
I
said, I was doing it yesterday, and so far it is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that one speaks a lot of truth in what it's all about, you know. And I want my followers and I want the people to understand that you know, as I listen to your poetry, you know, it gives me chills because it's like I hear it. I hear your anger. I hear your pain, but I love the fact that you're doing it in a way that it's bringing attention to it in a, you know, non-violent way. You know what I mean? You're expressing yourself and there's ways to get this point across. And you know, now I want you to, you know, just take a moment and just share why you're doing this and your story before we cut off to Grimm, because, you know, we're going to bring Grimm back into the show. And, you know, before that, I just want to, if you don't mind, I want to share with our followers that we are I'm going to put it out there. We have been planning to do this for a little while before even this incident with Mr. Floyd, George Floyd. We were talking about doing a documentary or a film about your brother. And we had gotten with you and we had gotten some members of your family, and pretty much y'all have okayed it, and we are in the process of doing it. And I want to thank you. I want to thank you personally right here in front of everybody, and thank your family for allowing us to bring this recognition and bring this to the forefront and let everybody know your story. Not only the struggle, but, you know, how y'all have come out of it and how y'all have evolved and you know, made, you know, still live, you know what I mean? And be positive with everything. And that's your uncle. I'm sorry, your uncle, Johnny.
Yes, that's right. He's my uncle.
Yeah, I keep saying your brother, but it's my fault. So share your story, and at the same time, you know, just let us you know what we can know what we can expect more from you and your poetry, and how we can get in touch with you.
Well, I'm on Facebook and Instagram as well. Johnny Torres on Facebook and Silent Killer Poet 187 on Instagram. And I usually write poetry like every week, you know, especially when things like this happens. It just motivates me to write even more. And whenever like something like this happens to one of us out there, we definitely want to show support, no matter what, if it's a protest or just being there, you know, just to listen to them talk. Because when people that we love pass away, we want to vent to people who actually care and want to be there and actually do something about it. And
Right.
that's what the Brown Berets do. And not just that, other activists do that as well in Houston as well. So you can count on them and us to be there, because we've been doing this for years and we're going to keep doing it no matter what.
Right, man. Well, I certainly appreciate everything that you're doing. In fact, I've been tuning in to you, been watching my brother. He's been more talking to you more, and that's why I want to bring him back on, because I want him to share what you guys have been talking about doing, and we want to continue to let everybody know and let all my followers know. Each time you put your poetry out, man, let us know. What we're gonna find out. We're just gonna post it on there. We're gonna broadcast it, and we want people to become more aware. Maybe let people know how they can, if they want to become a Brown Beret. What's the initiative? What do they have to do? Is there how do they do that? You know what I mean? How do they become a Brown Beret if they want to be join the cause?
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah, let us know. And right now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break off with you right now. I appreciate you sharing your poetry, and man, we're gonna chime in with you some more. You know what I'm saying? As maybe if you do some more poetry as you go along, we'll just have you on the show, man, and you just share it with us, man, just to remind us and keep us knowing, because these things happen a lot, but we don't want them to happen all the time, but they do happen, and we need to bring this awareness to everybody, man. Johnny, I appreciate everything.
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
All right, brother. I'm going to salute to you right now. We're going to cut off right now, and then I'm going to get Grimm to come in, and I appreciate everything that you do, man. I appreciate all the love, Johnny, for real.
Yeah, cool. Thank you very much.
All right, thanks. Man, that's crazy, man. So, there it is right there. You got Johnny Torres, nephew to Joe Campos Torres, going through the same struggle. This is just, a reminder to him and his family of the situation that he went through back in the 70s, man. You know what I mean? This has been hurting a lot of people for a long time, man. And I appreciate all of y'all. I see all y'all streaming, and you know what I'm saying? And it's just a beautiful thing that we're bringing this awareness. We don't want this to happen anymore. Unfortunately, we live in this day and age where these things do happen. And, we just want to make sure that people understand, that we want to bring positiveness. Johnny's doing it his way. He's giving it to the people in a way that people can relate to. And I hear his anger, and man, I love it, Grimm. I love it, man. You know what I'm saying? Really,
right, man. That was deep.
You've been talking to him more, and I want you to share with the followers,
right,
what y'all been doing and what's going on with his family. Man, bro, I'm taken back, bro.
Yeah, man. That was beautiful, man. His poetry. I've actually, man, believe it or not, man, with all the talking we've been going on, as you said, we've been in contact with him for a little bit now. A little bit of you let it out the bag. We're working on a documentary film with actually with Infamous Tex. We're gonna have I don't want to give too many details away, but we've got some surprises, man. But yeah, we've been talking to Johnny, and we're in the process of getting interviews with him and his mother Sandra and his aunt Janie, and also his cousin Richard. And some more family members, hopefully even maybe even get his grandmother, which would be Joe Campos's sister.
Wow.
I'm sorry, mother. Dang, I'm getting lost in the. It's such a crazy.
I did the same thing. I kept saying his brother, man, and I apologize.
We've been talking to them for a little while and we've actually got the ball rolling. So thank you to, like I said, Tex. Real cool thing, man. It's a blessing to have Johnny a part of it. I got interested with Johnny through a friend of ours named Chinto. You know Chinto.
Yeah.
Johnny Chinto's real close to the family, and he was able to get me in to talk to Johnny. And the family has been approached plenty of times, I'm sure, on the issue. I wanted to let him know, because we started doing this back when Rebel came up with the song, right? And I started writing the song. This is 2 years, a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago. So in that process, getting with Chinto, getting with the family, finally we locked up. We were even trying to do some interviews before May, Cinco de Mayo.
Right.
Stuff done for this year, but didn't happen. Long story short, things happen for a reason. And yeah, man, it's gonna be awesome talking to Johnny and getting to know him. I don't know if I said this, but this is the first time I've heard his poetry.
Oh wow!
And all the times that I've really that we've had contact and talking to each other, getting ready for the project, I really hadn't heard much of his poetry until tonight, which so I'm it was a gift to me as well with everybody live tonight. So and it was amazing. It's awesome, man. He's very connected with his uncle and his family as far as what's going on in the world and how the brutality has really nothing's changed, right? And but he is I admire him, and I'm very proud of the young man, because he definitely has his mind and heart in the right way.
Yeah, he does it, and he does it in a way to where, I mean, like as he was saying, his words, I mean, they were downright, straightforward. You know what I mean? If you listen to it, and
you say you heard a lot of his anger, and I heard you say that a few times. But honestly, I heard his experience. I heard his I don't know if it also his anger, but I also heard his resolve and the fact that he has an opinion and he can express himself. I guess I don't know if that's a feeling.
No, well, I think what you're trying to say is his honesty. He's just being. His honesty, his passion, his truth, and his passion in it. Just like Matthew just said.
And like I said, man, Trey, you say truth, and I think of Trey, and it's my brother, man. I love you, Trey, and I applaud, individuals like Trey, man, that are doing it the right way, man. They go out there and speak on our behalf, man, for our people, man, and uses this platform to let them know that we're right there with you, and we're behind you, and we're side by side with you. And but at the same time, we want to be heard, and we want you to be heard, and we want things to be different, and we want to make change. We're all pissed off, man. I mean, it's people. I believe a lot of people that are out there looting and rioting, that are pissed off and anger and really shouting all these things at cops. Why? Because nothing's changed in since '77 and even before that. You got Rodney King. You got. And we're talking about national. I mean, Rodney King. We didn't learn anything from Rodney King.
Right.
I mean, it goes on and on and on, and the names, and it's just something that we've got to, it's definitely work, and we can't give up. Right.
You can't give up, and it can't be forgotten, and that's what we're trying to do. And I think that's what he's trying to do with his uncle, is he's just trying to let everybody, remember and not forget. The tragedy, and so that we can learn from it. It seems like, we haven't learned, or they haven't learned, and he's just being honest. He's being brutally honest.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. And I salute him, man. And not to forget, where it all started, man, with his uncle, Joe Campos Torres. I mean,
yes, sir.
It was a tragic and a stain that's left a mark for Houston. And we want to work with the family. They've been working to get a monument put up in Moody Park,
right.
To commemorate, and not only there, maybe even something to commemorate him at the hole, which is right off the Buffalo Bayou, off of the location is near the courthouses and the jail down there. But
what I'd like to do is I'd like to talk to him and his family about getting Mario Gonzalez to do a mural for Joe Campos Torres.
That we're definitely in the works. Like I said, man, there's a lot of things that are in their operation, and thankfully, like I said, we've been working on that and this little project that we've been going on for over a year now, and getting with the family in the most recently in the past couple months. So to be able to set that in motion and have that going on, and then like literally, I just had a Zoom conference with Johnny and Chico. I think you were on it, right, for a little bit.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Project, and then that was last Saturday, and then then it was Monday when George was murdered.
Right.
Know? I mean,
right.
And then what's happened in here in the week since, which I remember, waking up the next morning and with all the news and seeing it, when I woke up to get up for work, and I remember telling my wife, man, here
it is again.
And really in reference to what we're working on, right? We've got this project we've got in motion, and we've set in motion that's actually very, very well going to happen. And so and then what's happening in the week, bro. And I mean, with all the, which you knew there was going to be some issues going on in Minnesota and Minneapolis, but all around the country and all over Houston and Dallas and Atlanta and Chicago and New York and Baltimore and LA and Oakland, man. I mean, what they
even if I was
plus, I mean, it's crazy. It's
even as I was talking to some of our friends, I was talking to Juan Villarreal. He has somebody, or he knows somebody that a relative to it. Villain, Gabriel Aguilar, Villain. His mom is related to the Torreses in one way or another.
Right.
I was talking to another friend of mine, and her neighbor was, that's my cousin. I mean, the family is here. They're in Houston, and they all remember this incident. And you're right. When we were talking about it last week, and then this happens to George, Floyd on Monday, and then we see, how the country has just, turned upside down. You know what I mean? And it's like the scab
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, and the scab has been pulled back. You know what I'm saying? It's like that scar still has a scab, and it got pulled back, and it's like, when will it end? When will it end? And that's why people are so angry, because it's happened time and time and time and time again, dude. I mean, when will it stop, right? And it's gonna take, and that's what we were talking about, doing that with this documentary before this happened with Mr. Floyd and his family, and I see the pain, and I see and that's why I wanted to bring Johnny on, because his family has dealt with that pain and that struggle since the 70s. That's going to happen to Mr. Floyd, George Floyd's family. They're going to hold on to this forever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody else that happened, the guy that was jogging, and the people that he...
most recent. We were talking about that last week, how that was the most recent. And I had just told Johnny, and by the time we put this documentary out, which we anticipate before next year, before the end of the year, that, who knows how many other names. I was just telling them that last Saturday on the conference. So I was just because we know this is something that hasn't and won't stop until the culture changes. It's just the culture, and that's the sad part about it, is that we've it's gone on for decades, and we're right back in the same place we've started, if not worse, if you think about it.
Not worse.
So long, you know? It's just like an old wound that doesn't heal, or an old bone. It doesn't heal. And it's embarrassing. It's a stain. It's a stain just as bad as the stain of Johnny's uncle, and it's a stain of Rodney King, and those are just the ones that are publicized and out there, and we know about all the stuff that goes on and has gone on over the years that isn't reported. and that hasn't been reported. And the thing that everybody they've been getting away with, and I
that's
I
why
say, you know, terms like they and them, but it becomes a they and us and them, and kind of a thing. And when you get down to it,
that's why we're doing. That's why you were talking about doing this documentary. That's why we were talking about doing the awareness of it. And it's look, 2 years ago. That's why Rebel out of nowhere made this beat, and we were talking about doing, you know, a song called Moody Park. Right. And you were writing to it, and look, it just evolved into
and doing so. I would Chito and say, hey, you know, the family I'd like to talk to, and just so I can get some insight for writing the song that we have, Moody Park, you know, and now that's gonna hopefully that'll be on the soundtrack, right? It'll be a theme song for the
David Vega from the guy that bought your CD. He just said something happened in San Diego the other day. You know what I'm saying? I mean. You know, the guy that bought your CD,
what happened in San Diego?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So things, you know, I seen a post the other day from one of my friends.
Earlier too.
I seen a post the other day from Mr. Never Die. His uncle, you know, was in Corpus, I believe, and got into an incident. So this stuff has been happening. You can go on YouTube and you look all this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? We're getting into the 9:50 minute. So I wanna take this time. Listen, this was a special power hour about what has happened with the George Floyd movement and everybody else that has had incidents with a corrupt and abusive and just the police that are brutalizing our you know, minorities, and you know, we understand the hatred, we understand the anger, we understand, you know, what you're going through, and we just want to say, you know, that we're with you. We want to say rest in peace. We want to say our condolences to all those families, and we love you, and we're never gonna forget. You know what I'm saying? Brown Beret. You know what I'm saying? Keep the Chicano power. If you want to become a member of the Brown Berets, hit me on the DM. I will get with Johnny, and we'll figure out how you can be a part of that, and how we can protest positively and do it in a way that we keep being heard, and we're not ever forgotten. So I appreciate y'all, you know, tuning in today. You know, this was a beautiful, you know, unfortunate incident that had brought this episode on. You know what I'm saying? But it had to be done. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of the pandemic, in the midst of everything that's going on in this world, you know what I'm saying? I keep telling all my friends that, you know, you just got to be on the lookout, man, because the world is just changing. It's ugly out here, but we just got to stay positive. Got to stay positive.
Hey, right on, man. And thank all the guys, everybody that's been supporting us with the Grimm and Shadow Show. I want to thank you guys, man, for staying strong and tuning in every week. We will be doing it every week as long as we can do it. So thank you guys, and don't forget, after the show we've got the 10 o'clock on YouTube with Hustletown Network. You'll see shows that we ran from the weeks before. I think we got 2 shows coming up after this, believe it or not. Again, man, $, Humble, JB, Damu 247. All you guys, man, out there, all you peoples and ladies and gentlemen, DJ Daniel Boom, I've been seeing you all throughout here, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. We definitely got to always, man. I always tell you this, but we got to work. Thank you for all your support, brother. KNON, man, the DJs out here in Dallas, man. All love.
Send Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? And we watch this. We watch this, man. When it's over, we recognize all you guys. We recognize all you people that are just, you know, keeping on, you know, staying with us day to day. We see your day one. We see the day one people, you know what I'm saying? And we recognize, and we always encourage all you people just tuning in for the first time, man. Check out this show. Share it with your friends and your family. This one's been a little bit different. We do more of a Q&A. We do more of a history, and we try to let you know. I'm gonna start letting you know. We're gonna do a little thing, man. We're gonna try it more. Grimm, we need to start posting what our shows are gonna be about. And you've been saying this since day one. You know what I'm saying?
You put it on me.
Yeah.
Humble. All right. You put it on me now. Okay, that's how we do it. All out. Just throw me under the bus right there like that. No, but you're right.
Hey.
We're going to be putting out, we're going to let everybody know ahead of time. We want you guys to chime in. We're going to give you the opportunity. Actually, Tex came up with a great idea. Give you an opportunity to tune in and get with us, get with Shadow in the DMs, and help us come up with our show for next week. And we'll be giving you a lineup in the days ahead, maybe that Friday or that Saturday earlier, and let you know what we're going to be talking about. Excuse me,
What's up, Annette?
Later on that night. What's up, Annette? All right.
Nebraska and this mother lover. I see that, man. That's dope. You know what I'm saying? Three letras.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, thank you guys, man. We're always being positive. We're proactive, man, out here, man, doing the thing, man, in the city, man. Y'all stay safe out there.
Before I leave, man, give us some good stories, man. If you got a great story, we're also gonna let you come in and chime in live for a good 10 minutes and share your story. So, man, just come on, man. We want to hear about y'all, man, how our music influenced y'all, not just us, but all of us. Salty Waters, SPM,
all of them.
Shut Them Down,
exactly, man.
the whole
right,
90s,
man.
you know what I'm saying?
John, who was it? Johnny and everybody, Johnny T, you know what I'm talking about? Salty Water, who else was running around? It wasn't just them, Kick Door,
Fat Texas,
Fat
Money Records. Fat Money Records.
Fat Money.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go. That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
And of course, Shut Them Down and what was it? Catch a Square.
Catch a Square. You know what I'm saying?
All
y'all
guys,
man.
Stories, man. We want to let everybody know how it was and how it is, man. That's just
hey,
down like that.
The Hustle Town Underground album is coming. I'm getting it mixed and mastered right now, man. It was 13 songs. Now it's about 15, 27. I don't know, man, but I keep adding to it. But it's coming very soon.
Thank Johnny
Four Corner Hustlers
for sharing his poetry with us too, man.
Yes. Thank you so much, Johnny Torres, for sharing your poetry. Thank you for your family and letting us, share all your stories. We love y'all, man. Thank you for everything. This is the Grimm and Shadow Show, the Power Hour. Oh, if you want your barbecue, go to Perfect Choice Barbecue. And if you want your pendants and your diamonds and your grills, go to @Mellow the Jeweler. All right. And if you want your T-shirts printed up, man, I'm dealing with 77 Canal Street.
Yes, sir.
T-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Texican Clothing, 713 Inc. You know, all y'all boys, man, y'all been supporting us for a long time. We appreciate all y'all. And
Justice
we love y'all,
George.
man.
Justice for George.
We're gonna get back. We're gonna get back to the show next week, and we're gonna ask you to do your quick questions and answers. And we got more stories for y'all, man. We got a doozy for y'all next week. Hopefully, I can get Juan Villarreal on there. He was supposed to be on this week, but in the midst of this this protest, we're gonna crack y'all up, man. We're gonna take it down. Lockhart, I see you, $. Y'all keep it real, man. You know what I'm saying? Lockhart got some good barbecue. You know what I'm saying? Man, that's for real. I ain't gonna lie. You know, my brother-in-law, in fact, Ray, we tell him all the time. Daniel Boone, I see you, man. We'll see y'all next time. It's 9:59. We probably got about 30 more seconds. And anything else, man? Anything else y'all want to say? Hey, right now, 10 o'clock, Hustle Town Network.
Hustle Town Network, tune in.
YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna end it right here. It's 9:50. I can't believe they cut us out. We ain't gonna get off until they cut us off. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? I've been here at this convenience store for an hour because I ain't got no internet. I've been in my car. My wife, man, she's been so nice enough to chill out with me. Thank you, babe. I love you. She loves me, man. You know what I'm saying? She see how she do it. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. For real, though. Man, we're going to see y'all soon. We're going to end it right here. Love y'all. Keep it tuned in. Shout out to OGTV, @Grimm713, @Shadow the OG, right here on Instagram. We love y'all and peace.